Hey everybody, I'm Yvonne Williams with Back to Earth Creations, and today's live stream we're doing all sorts of stuff, but mostly breaking in the new jewelry desk that I'll show you guys in just a minute after I finish messing with the tripod. Hey Abby, how's it going? Sorry, I'm messing about with the tripod. Hey Ashley, hey Angie. I'm gonna get this figured out. Hey Tashers. Hey Kristen, hey London, hey Lisa, hey Bettina, hey David, hey Becky, hey Mary. Oh, it's so great to see you guys.
Hey Jim.
Do it, love?
Hey Jim.
Hey Jim. Randy says hey Jim too. We're doing great, Tashers. I've only had like 1 month of breakdown today. That's pretty good. No, I'm fine. Everything's fine. Lip gloss makes me feel alive. Hey Sam. Hey Francois. Hey Sheila. Oh, hey Mary. Right on. Well, welcome to my live stream. Hopefully everything will be okay. Okay, are you guys ready to see my thing? Drum roll. You guys. Randy got me an early 14-year anniversary present. It's a new jewelry bench. No. We are not ready for a new car. That's way too bright. Okay, that's just life now. Right, Tashers. And it's so now my corner cubby looks like I'm all
happy with it.
Do what?
I'm not happy with it.
Randy says he's not happy with it. Well, just the little one sticking out in the walkway? Yeah, but we'll see how it goes. Because honestly, that's less than ideal. It is poking out a good bit more than I would like. But, I don't know. It really benefiting from having more surface area. Haley! London Girl says, looks very professional, expecting some serious metalwork in the future. I am. I'm really excited about that. Just call me Pneumonia Princess, and I hate muscle spasms. Oh no, amused? Hey, Sarah. Sarah, woo. I do. I'm a nest builder, Sheila. I take after my mom hard on that one. Nest builder all the way. Right, Abigail? Oh gosh, yeah, no. Leslie says, hi, I wish I had a proper craft space. Leslie, I've been wishing hard for like 10 years, 11 years for a proper craft space. So just the fact that this is all coming together so nicely, so quickly is like, it's game changing for sure. The wood is finished. It's a clear lacquer, which I really like the blend wood. It kind of brightens everything up. Hey, Patricia. Oh, Sarah says she's loving your Kingdom Hearts videos, Randy.
I saw that.
But yeah, it's got a nice like waxy finish on it. So like whenever you spill water on it, because I've spilled water on it already, it beads up on the surface, so you can just wipe it off. And then check it out. I also found my jewelry stash I hadn't dug it out since our last convention, but I found my old charm bracelet that has all my favorite charms on it. Y'all want to see a picture of Randy and I when we were puppies? Well, not like literal puppies, but when we were just young people. Yeah, no coffee rings. So there's that's Randy and I when we were and then that's my first cat, Newton, who took care of me till I met Randy. But yeah, that's my little Randy. He got me this locket for, I think it was our 1-year anniversary.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm having a really good day. Got my coffee warmer over here now. I moved it over. Hey Carol, how's it going? But I'm not used to making so much racket all the time. Right on. I really recommend the Kingdom Hearts games. It's a good game, especially like I'm not very good at video games, but even I can play it. Ooh, Karen says, finally opened my store, Fairy Maidens Gems Plus. hard understanding the others, Pinterest, Instagram, and even Facebook. Do you have to pay for the others? Pinterest, Instagram, and Facebook, you don't have to pay for, though I'm not sure about Pinterest, but Instagram and Facebook will be like, hey, if you give us money, we'll sponsor this post for you. And I'm like, don't give them your money. Like, you'll be fine. Yeah, a little bit, Joe. Maybe that's the thing. And I found my bralette again. Like, the house is getting in order. Okay, it's the beginning of the live stream. That is a mug. It was a Christmas present from our friends. On Thursday, we're doing a giveaway. The way to participate in the giveaway. Hey, Amanda in Australia. What? No, well, I like my... shut up, Randy. I love you, but hush. We're giving away one of our Crafting from the Heart, I Want to Be Your Valentine boxes of cabochons on Thursday's live stream. Hey, Fluffaderp. I don't only do live streams. I also post videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays. I used to post a tutorial every single day, but that after doing that for like 2 years, I was like, I could use a break. I think I'm going to cut back on that workload. But yeah, so these are all the cabs that'll be given away in the, like, I guess I could angle the camera down. Ooh, shiny pretty. Alcohol ink and resin and Lumiere paints and stamping, all kinds of stuff. Connie says, I miss your tutorials. Well, we still have more coming, but they're only twice a week now instead of 5 times a week with the 2 live streams. It's just, it wasn't sustainable. It was getting where I was stressed like all the time. I was actually developing insomnia, which is not good for me because I need like a solid 12 hours of sleep. But yeah, about this though, we do have them for sale up on our Etsy, but if you'd like to put your name in the hat to win one, oh my gosh, Nina, leave a comment on this live stream after the video is over, like after the live stream is done being live, like if that makes sense. Right on. Oh, really, Zenta? Holy crap. Her dog had puppies and she named one Monster. That's amazing. Please send me pictures. Ooh, right on, Catherine. I think I actually got one package from you so far that we're going to need to do some mail opening today for. Jim, hopefully there will be more fairy houses in the future. It put a jar over the flame hard for when Patreon was like, nope, you don't get to do giveaways anymore. Because I'm like, that's a lot of work to put into a fairy house. Oh, they start at, hey, Randy, are the heart cabochon boxes, do they start at 15 or 20 on Etsy? It's either 15 or 20. I'm not entirely certain. I only do this for a living. Oh, yeah, the way I put up my hair, well, I just did it super fancy for the live stream, but I'll take it down and show you again because I love you guys. Now, I do have a video of how I do my hair. Do what, Lovey? Okay, they start at 20 for the craft along boxes. Now, these are wool dreads from Dreads Forest. And I couldn't find any of my little springy hair ties. Sorry, I know this isn't craft oriented, but and then my 2 bobby pins to tame the flyaways.
Where do you get your flat wire from?
I get my flat wire from Amazon and Michael's sometimes. Though Rio Grande also has some really nice flat copper. I haven't really checked to see if Parawire has them, though they're where I get all my other stuff. So this is it in the back, which I can't really see if you guys can see well. But yeah, I put in a full 2 sets of dreads this time, so I was really excited about that. Ooh, do they? Okay, well, get it from Parawire, guys. That's probably where I'm gonna have to get it from in the future too. That way it can actually match my my colors. Okay, yeah, I am crafting with my hair. So I just do the top half, or honestly probably closer to the top third, up into a high messy bun. And this is how I kind of did my hair even before I put in the dread extensions. And then just twist and pull through, and then fluff it, fluff, fluff, fluff. And then I take like the middle third and split it in half. And get all the tangles out.
Where'd you get your dreads?
I get them from Dreads Forest in Ukraine. She's on Etsy. And I'm just tying it in a knot and then tucking in the ends over here. And then tucking in the ends over here. And then I take the bottom part, more dreads, which honestly, I really like wearing the dreads because it makes it look like I put in effort without actually having to do anything to my hair except for putting it up in the same bun that I usually wear. And it kind of counterbalances my giant head by making my hair look bigger. And then I come in and I loosen up along this front hairline because I was actually suffering hair loss. Between gluing stuff to my forehead and ripping it off all the time and wearing my lens so tight, I was losing hair on my temples. That, and also I'm sure being 30 has something to do with it. I take after my dad, and he was not known for having a full head of hair. Ah, hey Yvonne. Sorry, I'm trying really hard to read. Oh, well, thanks, Wendy. There we go. Bobby pins are back in. And just like that, that's how I do my hair. So no heat necessary, no anything. Teresa says, what is your thoughts on Inca Gold, or would you prefer mica powder? I honestly haven't used Inca Gold. Nina, that's fair. And I do really need to stop. Jim, they're double-ended dreads. Oh, well, thanks, you guys. Suggestion, you may want to slow the live stream down a little. Well, I'm not sure how to do that, Mary. Oh, well, thanks, Susie. But yeah, again, I just wanted to go back to my previous thought. I don't know if I actually completed the thought. Come on, Vaughn, we can do it. Giveaway on Thursday. Leave a comment on this video after the live stream is over. Okay, and I'll announce that again later. Gosh, that was hard. Where's my coffee at? Okay, suggestions on coloring polymer clay. They can be painted with acrylic-based paints either before or after baking, like on the outside. But also, I've had some success with mixing in acrylic textures, with mixing in acrylic paint, but that gets a really like pastel tone. Oh gosh, yeah, for sure, Amused. Right on. Well, and that's the thing too, is that I keep trying to remind myself that a person's value is not, it's not based on, you know, age or, you know, anything like this. It's like I'm trying really hard to let go of that. Chat goes fast, the number of posts are entered. If no one comments, then it goes slower. Yeah, that's, and so please don't ever be offended, you guys. If I've got literally like on the screen, got about this much screen. My note, my Note 9 turned sideways is how much space minus like an inch because of the top, the header and the bottom. I only really get to see 3 or 4 comments at a time if they're like one-liners. So don't be offended if I miss your comment, but typing @ and then Yvonne Williams, just like how my channel name is spelled, will highlight it in orange. And that way I might be more likely to actually get to see the comment. Ooh, Wendy says, I saw one of your glow-in-the-dark cabochon videos. Have you looked at trying the Luna soft cabs? I know they are powdered lucite. I was wondering if there was a way to make them from resin. I have no idea. I haven't looked at that, Wendy, but that seems like a really cool idea. Ooh, yeah, metallic color shift paint for the win. Definitely. Hey, Kenny, I saw your video where you wet sanded polycake cabs to 1000 grit. Have you ever tried micro mesh beyond that? I haven't. I've been looking at some sanding like cloths, and I was like, that might be really cool to try. Oh, thanks, Cindy. It's actually up for sale on my Etsy. And it looks really good as a circlet too. Jim, that's actually a really good idea. My laptop's over there. I wonder. Having ideas.
Can you shape a polymer clay cabochon if you curve it when it's reheated?
I don't know. I haven't had very much success with reshaping polymer clay after its initial baking. It just wants to stay like that. What do you suggest for painting the backs of cabochons in a gold metallic color? The glass stones had a gold tone to the back and flaked off. I went to repaint and repair bracelet. Nail polish. I would use nail polish, and then if it's probably going to be like going through a lot of wear and tear again, put some UV resin on the back of it. That stuff's super durable. And you don't have to you can just put the resin on it and then leave it out in the sun. Hey, Matthew, he asks, do you still do much leatherworking / tooling? We do. We actually just finished some custom work, and we're going to be having a tutorial coming out soon, demonstrating the template that'll be for sale, as well as like just making a multi-pocket belt pouch. That could also be a purse, but we do a lot of like Ren Fair convention type stuff. So this was a custom piece for a client, but I was like, while I have the template fresh in my mind, I'm definitely doing a tutorial on this. But I love leatherworking. It's just, we've been trying so hard to just fulfill our custom orders. Like that was a custom order from like July. I'm not good at getting stuff done in a timely manner. I need to work on that. Yeah, hopefully as we ease into the year, recover from the holiday work and stuff, which it's almost the end of January. You'd think I'd be recovered by now, but no. Hopefully we'll get more chainmail and leatherworking videos out too. I haven't had very much success with dremeling polymer clay because it's very soft, and I don't know if my Dremel was just too powerful or on too high of a setting, but I had a really hard time controlling it. That could just be me, but it's good for like when you want to remove a lot of material. And I do drill holes with my Dremel on polymer clay. Daniel asks, how might I glue a dragon eye to the front of a journal? Paper or cloth covered journals? I'd worry for the paper because you might have a case where the eye is glued on very securely, but then it pulls off and takes some of the paper with it. With the fabric, I've had a lot of success with DevCon 2-part epoxy, but then also if there's some way that you could use maybe epoxy sculpt. This product, it's a 2-part epoxy to like make a little bit of a bezel to hold the front or hold the cab on by the front as well. I received an electroplated lab-ring and Mr. Pendant in the mail. They arrived safe and your work is beautiful. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad, Reverend. Can you use gel polish and UV resin together? Kimmy,
very far behind.
I am really far behind, but I'm trying to catch up. I haven't mixed them, but I've done the polish, cured it, and then done the resin and cured it and had pretty good results. Sometimes it'll end up wavy, depending. So that's something to watch out for. Do you do any soldering in your wire wraps? Any tutorials on that? We do a little bit, and they're coming soon because we're kind of backlogged a little on tutorials. Like I've gotten some of them shot, but haven't posted them yet. Ooh, right on. I'll check that out.
Have you ever had extended periods where everything you work on goes south? How do you deal with it?
Yeah. Yeah. That it's part of it. Sometimes some weeks, some months, it'll be like nothing. Like, can nothing be easy? And I just bite the bullet and push through it. And often I'll try to do stuff that I wouldn't normally consider to be challenging. Like if I'm having an off day or an off week, I just will be like, you know what I'm doing? Basic chainmail, because there's only so many ways. Like there's only like 75 ways that I can screw that up every single time. So as opposed to that will not be the time when I'm like, I need to draft this pattern and do a really complicated, showcase piece. It's like, that's what I'm going to do. Bead link earrings. Hey Sean, how's it going?
Shows are Ren fairs worth it?
Ren fairs are worth it if you can get in. A lot of the bigger ones, Randy and I have never been able to get in like 10 years of applying consistently. because they're like, we already have a leather person, we already have a wire wrapper, we already have a chain mailer. And I'm like, okay, thanks for your consideration and the free tickets. But then there have been some smaller Ren fairs that we've gone to that are like only a like 1 weekend long, that they're okay. They're fun. They're a lot of fun, but they're not, I can't retire off of them kind of stuff. So it depends on if you don't mind outdoor shows where you're going to get rained on, you're going to get your tent blown away. Like there's always outdoor stuff is just outdoor stuff. So if you don't mind that, then yeah, do it. Go for it. I love the community and the people over there. Okay. Have you had to adjust your leather bralette since losing weight? Not as much, but it's not as tight as what it was. It's more of like a decorative overlay now, which is actually pretty nice, as opposed to being like, titties. I just yesterday got my first ever custom jewelry order. Ah, well, congratulations, Furbug. Hey, Emma. Oh, we're doing great. Hey, Mary. You guys doing okay after the storm blew through this past week? Yeah, it was just quite windy, was really all it was. Everything's still intact. We moved the rabbits into the shed, so that was a good thing. Spend time with the chickens. Right, Jim? Speaking of on subject, y'all, look what Randy got me for our early 14-year anniversary. So this is definitely worth the time investment. 14 years to get a to get a jewelry desk.
Yvonne Williams. Because of you, I finally took a chance and made an Etsy store, and I made my first sale.
Right on! Congrats on your first sale.
It was Creative Crafting Soul.
Creative Crafting Soul. That is so cool. All right on. Well, I got really lucky. Randy's my best friend. Sean says, hello there. So do you wear ASIC shoes? I do. How did you know? Randy's the one, he's the big ASICs wearer, more than anything. But I do have a pair of ASIC sneakers, but I just started wearing my hiking boots all the time. Either hiking boots or like Walmart moccasins. Oh God, I'm slipping. Oh, congrats. Wow, 47 years. It's amazing. Right, Deborah? Well, it's like, it has the, for my rabbit cages, I call it the dropping pans, but this isn't, it's the same concept. It catches like all the filings and stuff. That way whenever I'm working and I drop something, I don't have to go chase around the room. Tool drawer. Faux show. Pretty excited about that. And then I've been slowly organizing stuff into their new homes. Just kind of getting everything figured out. Got signed on something. But I'm really excited about it. I might be setting up at VisionCon as an artist live spray paint. Oh, that'll be so cool. We're not going to be vending VisionCon this year, but we were thinking about going to compete in the costume contest, but we're not certain yet. I raised them when I was younger. What is the brand name of the desk?
I bought someone. I paid someone to build it.
Do what?
So good Lord knows that I paid someone to build it.
No, yeah. Randy bought it. Like, he gave someone money and then they sent it to the house, which was very nice because we don't have any of the tools necessary to, like, I think if we had a router and an actual, like, someplace other than our living room to do woodworking, it would have worked out. Like, we could have made something. But no, Randy was like, I'm just gonna buy it for you. And I was like, okay. Let me know when you open up commissions again. I need that bag in purple to match my corset. Ooh, right on. Yeah, it's I went through, I did some airbrushing and then I did the front in Kova color acrylics. I was really excited about that, to be able to get a nice little bit of fade, but I wanted to make sure that it wouldn't crack. Well, thanks, Angela. Right, he does. Honestly, he does, Jim. He would really, I mean, he took 4 years of shop, and it's every time, like, we've been over at our friend's house who has woodworking tools, Randy does fantastically. Like, I mean, he's got the knowledge and the skill set. He just needs the super expensive tools.
And a place to keep them
and a place to keep them, more importantly. Right on. Sweeps drawer, I think. Ah, right. Sweeps drawer. That's good to know. But no, and then my little $7 bench pin. This is the bench pin that came with it, but it doesn't have a hole drilled in it. So I just clamped this one on too. Thinking about going out and getting new clothes for my job interview. A wardrobe update can be really fun, Lisa. How do you read comments so well? Makes me dizzy. It's if I put my, like, y'all see me like reach towards the screen. That's me touching, and if I scroll up a bit, it pauses it. But then I get super, super behind. Right on. Ooh.
Will you do a video?
Very cool, Deborah.
Off the desk and do like a bit of a desk review.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. And it's honestly, I put it together other than Randy's help to get the this insert. I still have the instructions actually. This was, I think it was $420 after shipping, which whenever we looked at it and we were like, we could make it, but we'd be spending that much on tools, and then we'd still have to make the time to, and it's just, so Randy was like, shut up, I'm buying it for it. And I was like, oh my God, okay. But it arrived in pieces. The main inside of the bench was already assembled, this part, where all the drawers were pre-made and stuff. Right? Well, I'm glad y'all are hanging out with me. And then the side panels were made, but then we kind of had to IKEA it a little bit. But everything very nice and solid. It's made out of rubber wood, which is like the tree that they extract natural latex from. So after they've extracted the latex, I guess they go ahead and just mill it through for lumber, which I think is fantastic. That it's, you know, kind of a little bit, I don't know if you can call that sustainable, but but yeah, so we just assembled it. And I don't know if y'all saw the post I did on Patreon. It was on eBay. I just searched jewelry workbench and my heart broke because most of them were like thousands. And I was like, I can't, there's no way in the world. Hey, Kate, like I can't justify that much money for something. But I've been experiencing problems with, I spend so much of my time like hunched because most of my desks are like this level. So I just be hunched. So having something where I can actually be upright and working is going to make a huge difference because I'm starting to get, I call it my buffalo hump, but I really need to work on good posture if I'm going to, like, you know, be able to sustainably do this. Hey, Luke, I haven't done the giveaway. Today we're just doing like promoting the giveaway, and then it's actually happening on Thursday. For a while there, I was trying to do a giveaway every Tuesday and Thursday, and we were like losing our butts on shipping. So I'm not able to copy share a link right now. But if you go onto eBay and just type like jewelry workbench, this thing, would you consider doing a tutorial on branding and tips on packaging different jewelry pieces? I can actually talk to you guys a little bit about that now. And that's a lot of the thing. It does, you don't have to have a logo, but it helps. Show off your, yeah, maybe they're all the way in there though. We got a new stamp thing. They're in the rainbow drawers by the Polymer clay station. I love this man so much. I just like watching him walk around. I have a question. I really want to try wire wrapping. What would you suggest as a first ever project? So, just some bead links for an earring. A
small handful of you who just ordered something last week.
Yeah, like we've only used them 3 times for packages yet, but boom, off of Zazzle. We used the same, like I drew a logo on like with a Sharpie and scanned it and then like put the contrast and like made it into a PNG, and I've just been using that file. But from Zazzle, we were able to we got a big one and a little one. And so now on our packages, when we mail stuff out, like I can stamp stuff. But a lot of it, it depends on whether you're on Instagram or YouTube or Facebook or whatever platform, or your Etsy shop. If you use consistent background themes that are tying in line with your company. Like what we do here at Vector Creations is very nature inspired, a lot of elvish type stuff, kind of hippie, you know, very like fantastical and stuff. And so whenever I take pictures of my work, I'll try to have like leaves or natural stones or different things like in the background, setting the mood and the tone. That way, whenever you see a picture, even if it doesn't have like a watermark of my logo on it, people will be like, that looks like Yvonne's work. Like whether it's chainmail or whether it's wire wrapping or whether it's costuming. And so, yeah, Grambo, Randy got it for me. How do you design a logo? My store names is ours to yours. Honestly, the first thing that pops into mind whenever I hear that is the kind of the claned, the two hands like clasped, like the Celtic, I don't know, it's like two hands and a heart. But you could look for traditional symbolism, anything kind of like that, and then like kind of morph it into something that suits you more specifically. Hey, Catherine. We used to, but we're gonna try to get more together to sell. Kladag. Oh, sorry, I butchered the pronunciation of everything. But being consistent, and even if it's just what filter you use, like if you have a photo editing program on your phone or something. It is, Kate. It's my charm bracelet from back in high school and like college. It's like all the old lost earrings and pendants and things. That yeah. I'm super sad that I have to leave early, but I'm hungry and food is calling. Go eat, Furbug. We'll be here when you get back, at least on the replay. But branding, similar filters, similar backdrops, and just kind of whatever you choose, be consistent about it. And that way you can, like, for the longest time, and I really need to get back into it, whenever I would post, the thumbnail that I would do for my YouTube videos would consistently have the same frame and the same text for the video title. And so it's just consistency in that way you can establish your brand, and you don't have to get super fine pointed, like, oh, I can only use, you know, maple leaves in the background, or, you know, you can if you want, but it's more of choosing a palette and going with that as opposed to specific color names, if that makes sense. So many bits and baubles and memories along my journey. Right, Kate? Platypus. What? Did you make the centerpiece of your necklace? Where on earth did you get it? It kind of looks Victorian. It was a little like scrapbooking page corner that I think I got on Etsy. And then I just wire wrapped a Swarovski marquee bead. Hey, Jackie in Canada. Soto is related to Sir Spam, right, Nina? Hey, Donna. I don't know how much crafting we're going to get done today. I'm getting settled into my new workbench. So, are you doing any shows near Texas? Not currently, but we're always keeping an eye out. We're still hearing from, there's a couple shows here and there that have contacted us for guest spots. So I'm like, you know, so, yeah. Do what, love?
Penny!
Penny! Yeah, hey, Penny.
Package yet?
Randy wants to know if you've gotten your package yet, Penny. Speaking of packages, we do have a bit of mail opening, and then...
I forgot about that.
And then, would you mind bringing them to me?
Sure.
Okay, it's every time I move the tripod around. Oh, it doesn't do me a bit of good to use my coffee warmer if I don't sit my coffee on it. Speaking of coffee. Thank you, baby. What?
Take them from me.
What happened? Oh, did you get stabbed by my files?
Those hurt.
Sorry.
A lot.
Okay, so we have a couple. You ever come into Australia? I want to. I don't even have my passport yet, though. Okay, got the scissors. Was there a bench special built? Are there plans somewhere? Brandy bought it for me off of eBay, and I love it. It's perfect in every way. Well, I'm not actively stabbing him, Nina. That would go against workplace etiquette. Oh, thanks, Grambo. I put in the other half of my dreads. I kept not committing to a full head, and then I was like, nah, I'll do it. Ooh, I don't. Okay, I'm opening a package. It's sticky. Ooh, what's this? There's a note.
Really?
Okay, it doesn't say whether I can read it out loud or not, but it's from Pat, and her Etsy shop is Pro Hair Jewelry, and what is she messing about? And she has sent me a hair barrette. She said both because it looks, or she thinks it'll look good, you know, with my hair, and also she wants a critical look at her work. And so I'm going to put on my best critical eye, because I normally don't like, ooh. Oh my gosh, that's gorgeous. Cleaning instructions. Ooh, and a polishing cloth.
Do you have any tips or tricks for someone who's just getting into oxidizing gel?
With the liver of sulfur, the best thing I've found for removing the tarnish off of the surface has been at least of wire wrapping. One of these steel bristle heads works fantastically. That's what I've been using. I'm still relatively new to it, but Lily Tree here on YouTube has fantastic tutorials. Y'all look at, like, even with my most critical eye, the back is very tidy. There's no little pokey bits, because with something that goes in your hair, you know, it's like you don't want it to like get tangled. Oh my god, it's so mermaidy and perfect, and all the little chains.
Oh, never mind.
Pro Hair Jewelry on Etsy, guys. Check her out. Do it, love.
I thought Sparky's cat was talking to you, but she's talking to Resin Girl.
Gotcha. This is gorgeous. So, Pat, if you're watching this, this is phenomenal. You did exceptionally well on this. This is very good. Like, very tight, tidy, even work. I have nothing constructive or just critical to add other than keep doing what you're doing. I don't know if it goes with today's outfit, but I will wear it with, I actually think I have a top in mind that I'm going to wear this with, and I think it'll be really pretty. So thank you so much, Pat. Ooh, right on. Little dread wraps. That's cool. Oh, no. It should be arriving. All right. You're international, aren't you? It takes a minute, but yours should be arriving soon. If not, let us know. Send us a message, and we'll send you the tracking info from it. So... yeah, well, it's driving me bonkers. Our mailman won't pick up our packages, which is like, come on, man. We put out packages to ship almost every day. It's neither here nor there. So, Wisconsin. That's it. Is that not another? It's a land all its own for sure. No, it should have arrived. We'll check into it. Hey, in New Zealand. It was, Beverly, that was wire wrapped. You can see on the back side.
Go ahead and ask her to send you another message on Patreon.
Yeah, please send me another one on Patreon.
Zenta.
Yeah, almost Canada. But yeah, you can see the wire wrapping's very tidy, beautiful beads. Just marvelously done. Oh, hey, Pat. It's gorgeous. Thank you. Ooh, now this one. I meant to this one is from Catherine and Greg McDowell again. Get to know. Thank you so much, Catherine. I can't wait to see them. Oh, goodness. Very cool. Pens. Says Dollar Tree. show you the pink and blue pens. Just take them apart. Huh, refillable. One for Vaughn, one for Randy. Practice test pens. Oh, look at the heart. Your cane work is just gorgeous. What's that? Kenny says, I ship packages a lot and I was having problems with package pickup. I learned that you can schedule pickup online at their site. No problem since. Yeah, and I've told Randy that we're probably just going to have to start doing that. But it's, with the same postal guy, it was not a problem for months. And then just all of a sudden he stopped picking them up. And so we're like, all right, if we have to, we'll go through and schedule a pickup every single day to make you come to the house. Oh, that's cute. Oh, snow. Really, Abby? Oh, I love that. Check that out. Oh my gosh. That is so cute. Very cool. Ooh. Now that's a thing. Check out these pens, you guys. Get to know me. Right on. Oh, they're so cool. Hey, Randy. Which one of these do you want to be yours? I kind of really like the one with the cane work in it. That's gorgeous. I don't know. I like both of them. But she said one's for you. Thank you so much, Catherine. Look at how cool those are.
Which one do you think I want?
Probably the blue one. Oh, thank you so much. That's perfect. I was doing laundry and found $38 in the dryer. Nice. Okay. Gosh, y'all enrich our life so much. Thank you guys for all of your generosity. It's just goodness. Like, y'all blow my mind and inspire me. Living next to a frozen lake. Okay.
Yeah, in the US, they were supposed to pick up and take up, or pick up and drop off anytime.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, one of my most recent foibles. Is that a word? Sure. Oh, Catherine. Okay, I'm gonna flip this around. Sorry. Y'all enrich my life hard, Marianne. But yeah, I was working on this piece, and for those of y'all who follow along on my Patreon page might recognize it, but it broke in the center on both of the on both of the core wires, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. But from this one, I was very frustrated and I put it down for a couple of days. We ended up making this one. So again, you can see a lot of the same principles in the, you know, kind of that woven frame. Right? Oh, you will need storage containers. Oh no. Oh, crepes, another question, says Tashers. When one buys metal components off of like eBay or AliExpress, how do you determine what kind of metal it is? More often than not, it is a tin or zinc alloy. So it's very likely that it has nickel in it, or like it's some of them will be like brass core that's then been plated. It's really hard to determine, but I just go through and I lay them all out on a table and spray them with a like acrylic sealer. Like I really like PIM for that, but you don't have to use PIM. You could use just about any acrylic sealer. Right, Penny? He's the best. Well, Randy's idea for fixing this one was I'm going to remove the frame that I was trying to wrap on it and bend it around a little and do like an epoxy sculpt base and like set a cab in it and then like kind of stick it in, and I don't know, like just you be able to use it even in a fairy house or something that would work out, but yeah, but they're quite pokey and it broke my heart, and so I'm like, yeah, but it's the wires might start sliding off the end, like, you know what I mean? I know, and I am making a lot of excuses, but I'm also keeping myself from just throwing it in the trash. So that's one of them. But so I just moved that off to the side for future Vaughn, who's not quite so emotionally upset about it, to deal with, and then made something else. But I was really pleased with how this one came out. Okay. Ashley says, I'm currently going through all my yarns and sorting them into 3 groups: projects, planned projects, and extra yarn. Right on. That's a really good way of organizing them. I can't find PIM anywhere. Where do you find it? I honestly haven't been able to find it in ages, but last time I did, I bought like 10 bottles of it from polymerclayplay.com. But it keeps going like out of production, and then they'll like make another batch, or somebody will like release a bit of it or something. But I really hope that they get a little bit more consistent about it. Well, thank you, Horror. I was working with Labradorite last week, and the cab split in half down the middle. Oh, man. Oof. Oh, that's a good idea, Daniel. Broken piece would make a fantastic door to a fairy house. That's a really good idea, y'all. But this one I had oxidized with the liver of sulfur gel. And then I went through with the steel bristled attachment on my brush, and it was able, or on my Dremel, oops, and it was able to get in there and just shine up, because the whole thing was very, very dark, like how dark it is in there. It was just dark. But it just shined it up really nicely, and I was very pleased with that. No, and it didn't phase the stone at all. So how do I post a picture? I just made my first wrap. Right on. Never touched a wire in my life. At 77, I've now started a new venture. I'm a very proud mama. Oh, I don't think you can post pictures here on YouTube, but you can tag me on Instagram or Facebook, or post them to my Patreon page. But that way, that way everybody can see it. So this is another one that we did. Now this was with Parawire though, so it's been coated. Huh. I don't know, I'm not the best person to ask when it comes to tech stuff. Like I'm actually, for someone who uses it professionally, I'm not that good at it. Now this one I was very upset. I made some little epoxy sculpt baubles off the side, and they broke off in the tumbler. So that was disappointing. But I think I'm just gonna maybe remake them and apply them, and then re-electroform it for a bit. So, or maybe just wire wrap them on or something.
There you go. Joe found some pen too on Etsy for $52 a can.
Whew. That's quite expensive. Thank you, Joe, though. Shannon, I tumble a lot of my pieces. I haven't tumbled this one, but all of my electroformed stuff, which I can actually pull these down, they aren't quite done yet. I've only used the bristle brush on them. I haven't gone through and like hand polished yet. But all of these guys got sent through the tumbler for about 4 hours, and it made it to where I had to do almost no filing. Hopefully it will be going up on Etsy. I've been debating, because our next show is Mid-South Con in Memphis in March. And I'm like, I need stuff for in the booth, but do I sit on it and hope that it sells at Mid-South, or do I go ahead and post it up on Etsy now? But these are a couple of pieces that I've been debating about. Yeah, a tumbler. It's a rotary tumbler. It's a little like, it's either neoprene or EPDM. I don't recall. But it's a rubber barrel that you put stainless steel shot, and I use burnishing compound, sunshine burnishing compound from Rio Grande. And then you put the lid on it and screw it down quite tight, and then put it on to tumble, and it just kind of, the stainless steel shot in there will just wear down all of the sharp little nubbly bits, polishes it up really nicely. I really love this one because it's a swing pendant. Yeah, definitely doing tutorial on that. And then this one was more epoxy sculpt. It dangles, it does. I don't know if you guys would like, I can go ahead and post these up on Etsy. In that way, if y'all want to take some of our pieces home with you, you can. But all of these, I've been shooting tutorials. It's just a matter of like, you know, kind of getting the editing done and everything. So, but yeah, we have a tutorial coming out soon on this style of wrap, which both of these are the same concept, but different utilizations of them. Can I buy it now and you keep it for the show and send it after? That's not quite how it works. It's if we have something out at the show, it's for sale. So it's not so much a gallery exhibit as it's kind of just having a storefront. But no, Nina. Savannah, I didn't dip the feathers. These were actually cast in resin. Zombie had sent me, was it Zombie or Yvette? One of y'all generous, beautiful people sent me a wonderful mold with it had like a big like mandala and wow, thank you, Bradley. But I cast it out of resin because you can see it's quite thick and there's no texture on the back. But then I used the graphite spray paint or a spray lubricant actually and just sprayed it down and it worked perfectly to get that nice like texturing and stuff. But thank you guys so much though. But let's just sit and do some wire wrapping. And also the ring on this one started out, this was the wire that I had used. I had made like a coil. And you can see how much copper built up in the electroforming tank.
Bye, Marianne.
Bye, Marianne. Thanks for joining us. Okay, let's scooch all these guys. I'm going to put them back in their basket. Oh, I didn't even show y'all these two. This is another tutorial that's coming up. Sorry, distracted. But on using Tila beads. T-I-L-A beads. Well, thanks, Miss Lisa. These are actually all the old charms from like necklaces and earrings. Like this one was an earring that I had lost the other one to, and it was just so pretty. I was like, I'm keeping that. This was a charm that we like. It was just an extra earring. More little turtle. That's my Randy turtle, and that's for my friend Laura. And then my friend Samantha gave me a pair of earrings like back in like, gosh, 8th grade. And I lost one of them. And this was from my sister. That's what introduced me to the world of wire wrapping. Was she had given me this as a necklace. And I was like, oh my God, that's the coolest thing in the whole world. And I was like, I have to learn how to do it. Oh, Savannah. I wouldn't recommend it, actually. I think, don't be like me. Be like you. That would be best. But yeah, I'm really excited about the Tila beads. Shannon says, I feel like electroforming is such a complicated process because of the pH or something, LOL, and the amount of solution you need in the pot. Okay, let's get this flipped around real quick because I want to talk to you guys because electroforming for years, it's something I've been wanting to do for literally years. Was so daunting, and Jason Welsh has some amazing tutorials and stuff out, but he's very, very DIYer and very comfortable as an at-home chemist. And I was like, I don't feel comfortable like mixing chemicals and stuff. Like he made it very simple and approachable, like he broke it down, but I'm still like, I just spent, I think it was $17 per quart bottle, and I got 2 quart bottles, and that made up quite a bit of the solution from Rio Grande. But beyond that, like it was really like not as hard as I thought it would be. You just kind of dunk it in there and go. So but after and I found like there's a metalworking list like on there should be a link down in the video description where you can go on Amazon and get just about all the same tools and materials that I've been using, except for the brightener and the electroforming solution, both of which I got from Rio Grande, which for quite a bit of money, they do have a kit for electroforming on Rio Grande that has like a pre-programmed rectifier and everything. But it's a lot of money, like a lot of money. So, but man, that pre-programmed rectifier Right? Yeah. And I'm like, for like $7, I was able to get a bottle of liver of sulfur gel. And for some things, especially with as many animals as we have running loose around the house, and knowing that no one in their right mind would let me into a lab environment because I stick my hands in my mouth like all the time. Yeah, I'm nope. I don't want to poison myself or get chemical burns or do the probably countless, you know. No, I'm being real with you guys. It's like if I can't eat it, I try to not have myself around it because I'm like, it's gonna end up in my mouth. Like, so polymer clay is like borderline. And the liver to sulfur is like probably the most dangerous thing that I use on a regular basis, other than the electroforming solution. Oh, Shannon. What is that white material in front of you? Karen Velvet would work really well if you don't have pets, because once it's furry, it's furry. This is a tile from like Lowe's, I think, is where we got it. It was like $1 or $2. That nice ceramic ring. But it's just a ceramic tile that I keep on my work surface because it really needs sanded. Like when it gets warm outside, I think we're going to take this guy outside and sand him down so that he's nice and clean and new again. Right on. Very cool. Lucidium. Ooh. Oh, I didn't know, Brissy. I should have looked on Fire Mountain Gems. But yeah, I love Fire Mountain Gems. How do you do Viking net backwards so you don't have to cut the wire? Well, I'm not certain. That's a good idea, though. I don't know. That's a really good question. I've been trying to find like that for ages, but every big tile has like patterns on it, so they aren't flat. They don't have a display of this tile. I had to go rummaging to find it. It does look like paper foam board. I'd poke holes in that so quick though, Donna. Every time I drop my pliers, dent. Right. Well, I still have my marble slab, but when I'm recording, the marble slab was very dark. I needed something that would really brighten it up, because used to, when I first started posting videos on here, I was by a window, an eastern facing window, so it was very bright all the time, great lighting. I could use just about whatever I wanted as a backdrop. But now I'm in like one of the darkest corners of the house, so even with all the bright lights going that I have, it's still darker than I want it to be in the tutorials. Just can't compete with the sun. But so I had to dig a little bit and really look at the store for the super inexpensive, like bland, boring, perfect for wire wrapping backdrop tile. I also bake polymer clay on them. Shannon says, I think my biggest problem is I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid that if I try something wire related, it'll look like poop, and I'll be turned away from trying something new. I can't tell you to not feel that way, because I don't know how many times I have felt that way. That's a good idea, Joe. But it's, if anything, and sometimes it helps me to go into something knowing I'm gonna do horrible and just accepting it and letting it be what it's gonna be. I know I've shown this to you guys. I feel like I'm showing it to y'all every live stream now, but I cannot reiterate enough. This was my first dragon eye. Beep boop. Using the same materials, same nail polish, everything. First dragon eye. If I had stopped here, I'd have never gotten to here. You're supposed to trip and stumble and struggle when you're learning to walk. But you gotta do it. You gotta get through it. And so let's do some wire wrapping together and trip and stumble a bit. Because if you're not tripping and stumbling, you're not learning. And if you're not learning, what's the point? Do you still have any of the big dragon eyes you did? Not currently, but I did get more cabs. And so number one thing that this is actually a great use of scrap wire that I recommend to folks, especially just when you want to practice, because that's so much of this is practice. It's okay to cry, Shannon, but you can do it. Like, I can't emphasize enough, like, because in today's age, like, you just see, boom, you see that on Instagram and you're like, wow, I never thought in my whole life I'd be able to make stuff like this. Whenever I was, in my early 20s, trolling around on DeviantArt, feeling like, oh my God, I'm never going to do anything in my life. It's like, but you got to just shrug all that off and do it because you like it. Yeah, I wish it were something that goes away, but it doesn't. So it's just something that I've learned to just be like, shut up, other Ron, and just do it and enjoy yourself anyways. Hey, zombie! Yeah, and that's a really disheartening part, Ruby, is whenever you make something and you love it and you feel like it's just perfectly, and then nobody buys it. And it's like, well, crap. But the good news is that made jewelry doesn't go bad. And so that's where the marketing part comes in. And you get to start experimenting with getting better at marketing and finding what works for you and your client base and all sorts of stuff. So thank you guys for being so encouraging to each other. And that's the thing too, is that whenever you make something, like looking here at this, little thing I've made out of scrap wire. It's not as perfectly smooth as I would have liked, but that's okay. It's not closed there and it's poking out a little bit. So you can take your work and look at it and be like, what don't I like about this? Instead of being like, oh, it's garbage, whenever really I feel like this is pretty good. But if you make something and you feel like it's crap, or, that it's not good enough, or, whatever your negative internal voice is saying, then look at it and be like, what specifically is not good about it? And be like, well, I didn't close that there. Okay, let's take our pliers, let's get in there, and let's close it. Done. It's a little bit better now. And it's still pokey outy right there a bit. Okay, we'll take some pliers, or a hammer in a book, or, the floor, or whatever. Well, that's nice. That's a lot better now, too. Well, it's not as smooth around that edge as I would have liked. Well, undo it, because that's okay. It's okay to use your eraser, which in wire wrapping world is the nylon jaw. And we can go ahead, snip off a little bit of our work. Melissa. And then straighten out that wire. It's okay. You don't have to, you can constructively criticize your work without tearing yourself apart. And that was something I really had to learn the hard way. Thanks, Tasha. Sorry. I'm bad at pronouncing things. And you can see how hard I'm gripping my wire, because there's actually a little spiral indent. Aw, Catherine. How do you hold the wire while you do that? I always pull it out of my fingers. Super tight is how I hold it. And then just come in and make your spiral. If you have trouble doing the wide open organic swirly styles, you can just take it with your fingers and butt them up against itself like that. How are your chickens doing, by the way? I know it's been a bit cooler than usual. They won't stop jumping into the driveway and harassing the neighbors and the mailman. So there we go. There's another one. Yeah, the Pepper was out front harassing the FedEx truck this morning whenever we woke up to her hassling him for treats. Yeah, and this is scrap copper wire. Like I had already made something else with it. And so, if I mess up, it doesn't matter. And then if your wire gets super duper janky, just take a hammer. And for the longest time, I just used a regular household hammer. I didn't have this fancy, swappable head jewelry one. But you'll take it, and it's going to be quite loud now, guys. That's really loud. Let's do it. You can really jank it up. It'd have been better for me to do that on my steel block, but that's out of range of the camera. But you can hammer it and that'll flatten out and give it a little bit of texture and character that can make it look a little bit more intentional. Well, I'm pounding pork chops. Said an innuendo, Melissa. Like, I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, and then now the trick is to do that again the same exact way so that I can have earrings. But if you don't feel like doing that, it's just a nice little pendant. You could put it on a charm bracelet. You know, you could hang it from a tree outside. You know, just whatever you like. So yeah, so that's how I deal with the fear of failure. Is it's only truly failing if you still have the desire within you to do it and you give up. Like, don't give up. Like, mess up like 7 million times, because art is, it really is making 1,000 mistakes and just accepting them as they are. Like, oh, literal pork chops. Smack them with a skillet and they'll come out tender. Same thing can be said for people. Yeah, Randy came out real tender. Last week I found out that I have a kidney injury. Oh no. Oh, Abby. Mind says, I've given up so many times. Depression does that, but I'm getting better. Depression is a son of a... like, so hard. And again, it's easier said than done, but I've trained myself into the mentality of whenever I feel myself becoming depressed or going down that downward spiral, or, you know, my inner, you know, critic is louder than anything. You know, I don't suffer from depression. I refuse to be a victim of my mental state. Because first off, depression is a thing that we experience. It can be normal, it can be excessive, but it's a thing we experience. It's not a thing that defines us. Don't be defined by your current state. Be defined by your goals and your actions and, you know, your dreams, your ambitions, you know, things that, you know, fortify you against things like depression and exhaustion. And, you know, don't hold on to these negative things that bring you down. Yeah, and I feel like, you know, to hype myself back up out of it, I'm like, no, I'm a stubborn son of a, like, I'm a Valkyrie at war. Like, you gotta fight it. And I get mad, you know, about being depressed. And but it pulls me out of it because at least I'm feeling something. And then to work through there, because the anger isn't healthy either, but it pulls me up out of it. So hopefully y'all will find what works for you.
Is Zenta in East Troy?
Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Possibly. Why?
Well, I'm trying my hardest to find her tracking, but she's not answering any of my things.
Oh, really?
So I'm like, okay, I'll just look through for Wisconsin.
Did you go into stamps and type in Zenta? Is it in Troy, Zenta? Right there with you, girl. Beat that depression. Just craft. Yeah, craft through it.
So far, there's only one in Wisconsin that hasn't been delivered.
Okay. It's so far, Zenta, it looks like it's still on the way.
Although, as of the update, it has now been delivered on today.
Okay. Check your mail. She says Superior, Wisconsin.
Oh, well, then that wasn't her.
Okay. Never mind. But no, and honestly, the number one thing that's helped me with a lot of things is because depression to me feels very self-centered. Like, it's wallowing in self-pity sometimes, or it takes many, many different forms. But whenever I catch myself being a gloomy guts, I'm like, you're going to get put on a back burner for a minute, and I'm going to go and help these people. And that's whenever I go through and I'll answer y'all's comments and, you know, like, converse with y'all and stuff. And that's, again, it pulls me back up out of it. And so even though whenever I get super depressed, it's like the last thing I want to do is anything. Brissy says, what did you end up doing with the old TV lenses you were gifted, did they become dragonized? No, not yet. Some of them did, but I actually found the rest of them in a drawer while I was rearranging. So they will soon become dragonized, hopefully. What is the size of that big Dragonite cab? Sorry for standing still. Oh, sorry, I kept missing. It's a 50 millimeter or 40 millimeter. That one was. I really like the 50 millimeter though. Like this one here was a 50 millimeter. Is a 50 millimeter. I go hug Tony when it gets too hard to cope with alone. He never asks questions, just hugs me back. Oh, Penny. I'm so glad you and Tony have each other. It's about depression. It's about the anxiety of putting myself out there. Even starting that page was so hard, just getting over myself. Yeah, but it's the more you do it, I think it doesn't get easier, you get stronger. That motivational thing I keep seeing. Do you have any suggestions on how to get back to crafting after someone discouraged to the point of quitting your craft? My ex was really jealous and cruel. Oh, that's a whole mess all of its own. The best tip that I can give is to pick up some pliers, maybe craft with a friend. Right. Is there a chicken in the driveway again?
Probably.
Thanks, if I really want to buy some to try that size. Right on, Christy. Yeah, stop caring what others think is so much easier said than done, but really, really a vital step to getting, through to where you can just do your thing. On Etsy, what hashtags do you use to sell jewelry? Joe, I'm not gonna lie, I just don't bother putting any hashtags in. I'm like, someone's either gonna buy it or they're not. Like, I rely almost entirely on people going to my Etsy store from YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook, as opposed to snagging people who are already on Etsy. So and I hate typing on my phone. So, and that's usually where I upload from. So I'll just I'll tag like copper jewelry or whatever gemstone it is sometimes. But most of the time I just throw it up there and be like, someone please buy it. Hey, Rachel. Yeah, we're still here for a minute. Believe in yourself and get rid of the boyfriend. Yeah, make sure that leave exes in the past. Joe says trying to sell, haven't sold anything in months. Don't hit her with a fanoodle.
She's gotta learn.
Oh, he's gonna bop my chicken with a noodle. No, he just uses it to make his arm span wider as he herds her into the back into the yard. Did you craft those earrings? They're gorgeous. No, I got these at Earthbound Trading, Romancing the Stone, as it's called here in Joplin. But yeah, right mind. Learning how to post on Instagram as we speak, so bad. Yeah, and that's a lot of it. Joe, you might want to check out. There can be some different. I really recommend Instagram over Facebook, because on Instagram, you'll be, yeah, Callie does went out. Look at that thick butt though. Boop, boop. Oh, she's so cute. Hey, Callie, will you come here? She says, no, I want to go poop in the yard. She's such a diva. I do recommend Instagram over Facebook for reaching a fresh audience, because that's sometimes like a lot of my friends initially, I just don't make the style of jewelry that they were like, we don't go to Ren fairs, we work in offices, like we're never gonna wear that giant chainmail headdress you made. It's beautiful. Instagram does not cost money. You can pay for sponsored posts, but I wouldn't recommend it. How in the world do you do your taxes? I'm new to this and selling professional thing. I've only dabbled in the past. We use Intuit QuickBooks to keep track of all of our expenses. We save every single receipt in a folder by month and put like the personal receipts on one side and the business receipts on the other. We make sure that PayPal sends a tax form on any money that you make or send or anything. Like they'll, if you don't hit a threshold, you have to go and download it yourself, but they provide the form. Etsy provides a form. like most places that you will sell through, like Patreon provides a form, Google provides a form. So we save all those forms, and then we go and we cry at our accountant and be like, please help, please make sure the government doesn't get us. And ta-da, and then we pay them like an exorbitant amount of money to do our taxes, and then we pay the government whatever they feel like leeching out of us. Are you bopping the dog with a noodle?
That's what I did to Pepper.
No. Bop, 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 bop. That's dog abuse, Randy. Stop abusing the Sam dog. Sam, is Daddy being mean to you?
See, he said no.
That's what I think of that.
And I think said doggy.
Doggo doesn't care. Doggo wants nap. Yeah, Sam's like horribly abused though, in general. Hey, in Honduras. But on that note,
chase her in the rain. What's wrong with her?
Oh, is it raining? Gross. I'm gonna let you guys go and go eat some food. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us and for all of your questions. Like, we got a little bit of crafting done, but I'm actually going to put this little charm in to the giveaway for Thursday. So be sure to leave a comment on this video after the live stream is over. That way you guys can have a chance to win, because I can't send one to everyone who comments, but if you comment, it puts your name in the hat for when we do the random comment picker, and then whoever wins that gets the thing shipped to them. So, and it's completely random. Like, we use a computer thing to do it, so it's not up to me at all. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Please check out my Patreon and my Instagram and all that other crap. There's stuff down below. But yeah, food and nap time. Love all y'all. Happy